So my first discussion question is active listening is described as the best solution for poor listening skills. In what, if any, situations can you imagine being an adept active listener? So first of all, active listening is a powerful tool for improving communication and understanding as well. And it can be valuable in many situations, but a few examples that I came up with where it would be especially crucial is first in resolving conflicts. And a good example of that would be if you had a disagreement with a team member about project deadlines or something of that nature. Well, if you were an active listener, you could not only hear the differing opinions, but also you could observe the underlying frustrations, the concerns, and this would allow you to mediate more effectively, whether it be between other coworkers or by taking yourself out of it and be a mediator for your own situation. The reason why I say this is because when there are disagreements between people, active listening helps each person feel heard and understood. And if you pay close attention to the person who's speaking, their words, their body language, their emotions, you can actually identify the root cause of the conflict, and then you will be able to work towards a mutually agreeable solution. So, the second place where it would definitely come in handy is in building relationships. For example, in a friendship or even a romantic relationship, being an active listener will show your partner that you value their thoughts and their feelings, and this will help you achieve greater intimacy and an understanding. Because that active listening fosters trust and it strengthens bonds. So if you show genuine interest in what other people have to say, then you're going to create opportunities for open communications and to build deeper connections with them. A third place where it would be great is providing support. And an example would be if you had a friend that was struggling with a personal loss, being an active listener would allow you to be present with them in their grief, and you'd be able to offer them support and unsolicited advice so you don't minimize their feelings. You could just, be there, listen, empathize, and come at it from a non judgmental and non forceful position. Because when somebody is going through a difficult time, active listening allows you to offer that empathy and you can support them without that judgment because you're more focused on what they have to say and not your own personal opinions. So, by truly active listening to their concerns and emotions, you can provide them comfort and help them feel less alone. So, in all these situations, active listening goes beyond just hearing what people are saying, but it actually involves paying attention, showing empathy, and reflecting and clarifying that you understood. And obviously, withholding judgment is very key in this. So, the second part of my discussion is review the barriers to communication. Provide at least one strategy for counteracting or overcoming each one of these barriers. So, the first barrier on the list is filtering. Filtering is when information is distorted or withheld, and we do this to either manage someone's reaction or just to present ourselves in a more favorable light. So, a strategy to mitigate this would be if you were able to encourage a culture of transparency and open communication. If you establish trust, so if people feel safe sharing information honestly, even if it's negative information, then you can implement systems for anonymous feedback and whistleblowing where appropriate as well. And this will foster that culture of being comfortable sharing information regardless, whether it's positive or negative. The second one is emotions. And strong emotions like anger, fear, or excitement can cloud your judgment and hinder rational communication. So, a strategy to mitigate emotions is to practice self awareness and emotional regulation. If you're feeling overwhelmed, then you should take a break before communicating and encourage others to do the same if you notice, them uh, getting into an emotional state as well. And then going back to active listening, this will be key because it helps acknowledge other people's emotions, even if you disagree with them or their viewpoint. You can at least validate them and show them that you're there, without escalating the emotional situation. You definitely see this in customer service. You want to listen to customers and not make personal judgments or get frustrated before trying to resolve the issue. The third one is information overload. And this is when too much information at once can make it difficult to process anything. And a strategy to mitigate it would be to prioritize and break down information into smaller, manageable chunks. Use clear and concise language and avoid technical or complicated jargon. You could also use visual aids and summarize information so it's easier for people to understand and digest. The fourth one is differing perceptions. People interpret different information based on their own experiences, their values, and their beliefs, and this can lead to misunderstandings. So, a strategy to mitigate it would be seek clarification and ask questions so you can ensure that you understand what the other person is saying and what their perspective is. Also, be open to considering different viewpoints and avoid making assumptions. Encourage feedback so you can confirm that you have a shared understanding. So implement these strategies to overcome these barriers, and this way you can significantly improve your communication effectiveness and build stronger relationships.